Hi everybody, this is Nicoleta. I'm a software engineer at Nokia and an AI thinker. So for today I built CollegePathway. A little bit about myself. I came to the United States in 2019, brought my kid in 2020. He was 12 years old, and we had a problem. How do we adjust from Romanian school to United States school? How do I make these kids successful? What are the paths that I need to take? I had no idea about how the success path to college in the United States work. Everybody kept telling me, you need to do AP classes, you need to do volunteer work. So I thought for tonight I can try and build an app for this. So the app is pretty simple. It's gonna tell you what is the average GPA per state. We have a bunch here, and yeah, we can select. We can type, for example, a state, Washington, or if I know what I want, and I'm pretty sure that I want to go to the University of Washington, I'm going to select that. What do I want to do? I don't know, computer science. I'm in 9th grade, and I have a GPA now of 2.2. So the app is going to generate a plan for me. It's going to tell you the target college, the target major, and what is actual recommended GPA to get into this college. And it's presenting you a bar here with how ready you are for this college. Obviously, I'm not. These are a bunch of statistics that we'll talk about later, but most important, it's going to give you steps per grade. So if you're in 9th grade, what you are supposed to do? Take algebra and geometry, and now it's in progress. Let's say I've done this, and the statistics above it are going to change to completed, in progress, etc. And it's going to tell you also what's your current GPA, and you have a little bit of work to do to go up. Again, you move to 10th grade. I've done this. I don't know, I did applications. I've done this, etc. You get the idea. And also, what I thought, what if some of the plan that the AI recommended me, I cannot implement, or I deviate from it. For example, I missed algebra before 9th grade. So if I press the recalculate plan, it's going to adjust the plan, or the idea is to adjust the plan according to where you are. I also included so AI is going to give you some suggestions. And for example, we have tutoring. And ideally, we have here a bunch of list of tutors. At this point, it's just me. I have myself as a tutor. And you'll have the option to, I don't know, open the phone and call the tutor now. And it's going to call the tutor, not me. Well, if I'm so bad at this, I'm so demotivated to continue. So I put some fun, because I cannot do software without fun. And I put I need motivation button here. And in the back, it's connecting to OpenAI text-to-speech function, and it's gonna generate.
Your college journey isn't just about degrees. It's about discovering the incredible power within you. Embrace it.
Yeah, so that was the idea of that feature, because maybe we sometimes get demotivated and we need a little bit of push. So that's my project. Thank you.
questions.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if you need to use the show it, but
I don't. Yeah.
So you've used Lovable before. How long have you been using it?
Lovable, I only use it twice. I tried to do something with it, and it didn't work out as I wanted. And second, I tried to do the feature and create avatars, and this is the third time I use it.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
And so you have like some kind of coding background?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
What was the kind of hardest part about making this today?
The integrations with different
OpenAI.
tools that I want, like OpenAI, and I know someone else wanted to integrate with Google Calendar, so integrations are a little bit difficult to do. Yeah.
I don't know, audience, any questions from the audience? We have a couple mics around here. Any questions?
Did you, can I ask?
Yeah, here.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay.
Oh, sure.
So, in the prompt, did you give it any special instructions to make it production ready? Can it be deployed? I mean, it's deployed.
It is deployed, yes. I wouldn't say I did a specific prompt. I added details, well, let me show you. I added details like, here you can see my screen. I define my problem. What's my problem? So you can see I write here with my teenager, we didn't know the extracurriculars to take, or volunteer hours, or classes. So the prompt is pretty human. And to keep it on track, I'll switch to the dev part, if I can. I use the settings of the project and knowledge, yes. And here I give it pretty detailed instructions that I created with the ChatGPT. Because, yeah, so here like how would I like the UX to look? I want to select grades from 8 to 12, the GPA, and etc., etc., etc. It's a lot of, but it's not written by me. This is written by ChatGPT. So how I did it is, hey Chat, I want to do this. Give me the best prompt for Lovable, so Lovable knows exactly what I want to build, not losing time on small stuff. Does it make sense?
Sorry, if I understood you correctly, you used ChatGPT. You gave ChatGPT your idea.
Yes.
And asked it to generate a prompt for Lovable to generate the
Ah, exactly. Yes.
That's definitely the best practice. Like, kind of give it that context of like what the capabilities of Lovable are, and say translate it into this. You can also use Chat in Lovable to do something similar, but ChatGPT is free and like works pretty well.
And also it helps not burning out credits.
Yes,
Because you don't want to ideate with the tool that you're building with. Just ideate with, it doesn't have to be ChatGPT. It can be Lovable Chat, it can be Claude, it can be whatever. Just draft the MVP with a tool that doesn't burn your credits. And after that, once you have like a good idea in your head, move it to the building tools, like Lovable.
Cool. Thanks so much.
Sure.
I've never used Lovable before tonight. I play around with ChatGPT, as we all have. I don't have any website design experience either, so I don't know what the H I'm doing. So I just chatted with it, and what my project was just a silly little thing. I love history, and it was frustrating to me that you learn history in like little chunks, and I always wanted like a big giant thing so I could look at it and visualize, because then you find these weird, TikTok always tells you these weird, interesting facts about like this is closer to this than this. And I always found that fascinating. So I just decided I was going to build tonight a little website called Time Twists. It says Chronicle, we haven't updated it. But basically on the site, you discover surprising connections across history. And so as a user, you can enter certain things, like it says, Cleopatra's death in the steam engine. and it'll come back and give you a timeline adjacent to some interesting facts about things, and you can learn more, sort of as like an educational tool for children or just for fun. And so I also added this little show me interesting stuff. It's the I'm Lucky button in Google, so that you can go and do things. So if you do that, it's, and again, it's not beautiful, so, you know, better things coming. But it'll give you like little things along here and, you know, tell you different things that were close to, like this one, Nintendo's founding and Jack the Ripper's murders were the same year, right? Like, that's the kind of thing that is super interesting. Nintendo was founded as a card game in 1899, whilst Jack the Ripper across the world was terrorizing people. So that was my idea. And like, to give people different things and kids, to give them idea when they study like ancient Greece and then you're in sort of Europe, you have no sense of like what's happening at the same time. So I thought it'd be a really interesting tool to help A, teach, and then B, you just get interesting facts, you know, and Hubble's universe, the Hubble Space Telescope, and at the same time we had Tim Berners-Lee doing his magic. And so that's what I built. As like I said, you can go up to the top and you can add your own things in. So you can add 2 things, like Queen Elizabeth the First, crowning, and I don't know, someone tell me something.
Eiffel Tower creation.
What?
Eiffel Tower creation.
Oh, an Eiffel Tower creation. And then you generate. Actually, I think I should have put those into, I think I just screwed myself up because you're supposed to put in 2 things, but we'll see. And then it'll put those in there. So you've got the Roman Empire splits, the Gutenberg Bible, and then you've got sort of this notion of like where things happen. So you can kind of figure out how close and far they are. So that was my little idea.
Cool.
So first time using Lovable or any vibe coding platform?
Yes.
Yeah.
First time trying to code anything because I just leave that to the professionals in the past.
Nice. What was like the biggest challenge that you encountered, and how did you overcome it?
I think it was, I did another one first, and this was my second one I did tonight. The other one was a website for my business. And I think it was some of the integration. So I decided to sort of put that on pause so I could go back and do some of the ChatGPT work to try and figure out how to do that. So I put that on hold, but it's looking really good and it helped a ton. So I think it's those things, like that's stuff that doesn't come naturally to us on structuring things, particularly since I don't have WebEx experience either. I don't know how to describe it. But it did a nice job on my other page. This one came out a little more simplistic than I would have wanted.
Audience, yeah.
How did you source your history events?
I had absolutely no idea. It hooked up. I said use a relevant, peer-reviewed, structured source. So I think it went out to like Encyclopedia Britannica or something, but I asked it to use a source that was non-controversial. And then also on some of these, you can click on it and it'll go to the source you can learn more. So I also wanted to have that. But I do think it would be a good question. I think it was the encyclopedia because it was asking me a couple different things. But it was really easy. I didn't have to do much with that.
Did you connect it with a live ChatGPT type tool in the backend, or did it do it automatically?
It did it automatically.
Yeah, it's the default for Lovable is it's like Gemini 2.5 Pro or Flash, so it has search capabilities in addition to like the LLM's training data.
Yeah, there's learn more on each event, so you can go back and read more and read history. So it goes back and it sources it cites its sources just so that it can be accurate. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve, and my app is called Event Connect. And the idea with this is I've been to some of these vibe coding events, and I love these events. They're so great, and it's an opportunity to connect with other people. But what I find is I meet with 1 or 2 people, and that's kind of it. So 2 things. One is, well, more than 2 things, a couple things. One is there's an opportunity to come in and Event Connect, the idea is when you get to the event, you can log in, you can share your information, And then there's sort of a matchmaking process, which allows you to connect with other users to collaborate on a project. So within here, once you sign in, and I'll go ahead and sign in because I think I've already created an account in here. But the idea is that I will also have a LinkedIn connection here, so I could just input my LinkedIn information. And I tried to do that in Lovable. It doesn't work in Lovable, so I'll just save it to Git and then just add it later. But I can add my information here, and then based on this information, I can go ahead and save that to a team. Save that, and then this will allow me to match with other people to create a team. So in this case, I'm going to be part of Team Rockets, and then I can opt in to share and work with other people on an AI project together. Then I can go in here and chat with other people on Team Rockets. We can start ideating on a project together, probably huddle and talk, and then actually do some work. The other piece that I added on here was this idea of events. So I can go into here and just create a new event. So if you wanted to do an event thing, you just add that in here. There's an enhance with AI and generate with AI, which does the normal rewriting stuff and kind of cleans it up for creating events. And then the other part on here is to add winners. So you have an option to add somebody to the winner circle once the event's complete. So this is partly participant, partly facilitator in terms of the idea. I'm going to go back to the main screen, and here you can go ahead and see people who have won the events in the past and join maybe future events in the future. So that's kind of the idea. It's great, just a place where you can create events, host events, but then have people meet and connect while they're at the event. That's about it.
Awesome. So you used like a couple different platforms, right, for vibe coding. Like, I guess tell us a little bit of like how it was with Lovable versus other platforms.
Yeah, I really like Claude. And Claude, you can do anything inside of Claude. But Lovable is pretty cool. Lovable is super easy to use, and like you say, Nikolai said, hey, you just create a prompt inside some other tool, feed it into Lovable, and let it create stuff. So kind of cool. I like the ease of use. It's got some level of back-end systems. So it supports Google Auth, which is nice, but I needed LinkedIn Auth, so that's one of the shortcomings. So I'd have to save it out to Git, and then put it into Lovable where I could go ahead and enable that.
Any audience questions?
We have one here.
Oh. Hi.
Can you prompt any criteria for the matchmaking?
Yeah, so I actually used Gemini to go and set up an algorithm for matchmaking, and it's basically it's a keyword matching between two things: bio information, so they're allowed to sort of type in their own bio information, and then secondarily, if I had LinkedIn working, it would be their LinkedIn profile as well.
Maybe, I don't know, Steve, if you can answer this. Adam, maybe you can. I've heard LinkedIn blocks a lot of this stuff. So you can't, it's really funky to try and get it to work. I had heard that LinkedIn blocked a lot of the API calls and small MCPs for these apps. So it's really hard to use LinkedIn in any real way. Is that true or not true? That's what I've heard from different people.
Everybody's doing it.
Okay.
Everybody's working.
Yeah, I mean, login with LinkedIn is usually more permitted. Crawling LinkedIn,
No.
they will block. But yeah, I mean, I would say login with LinkedIn isn't like necessarily the most standard login method, but I think it's possible.
Yeah, you have to have a company page. I mean, there's a bunch of rigmarole you have to do to get it all set up. And
It
it's-
wouldn't be like if you had an event here, we couldn't crawl, we could pre-pop everyone's LinkedIn because you can't crawl through it and grab it.
No.
There are ways, but
And you would
not
have
easy.
to, as a user, you would have to give permission to do that. Yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ariel, and my app called Art Chaser, and it's actually come from like when I was in middle school and high school. I read a lot of art piece and artworks on the textbooks, and when I finally grow up, I have my own money and I can travel on my own well. I want to see that in person. So 2023, I planned a trip to Italy, and then there's some big things happen to me. It's like I have to list out all of the art pieces, and I have to match like, okay, if this David is really in Italy or actually in Paris or somewhere. So I have to find them, and I also have to know which city they are actually in, and in which specific museum. And the museum also have their hour time, so sometimes Monday close, sometimes Tuesday close. And I don't know, if, for example, if I'm only in Rome for 4 days, if I can match my itinerary with them, if I have other restaurant I want to go. So this is a small idea for like this kind of thing. However, I'm not sure this is to work properly, but let's say if you're interested, so there are different ways. So if you like some art pieces without a trip already planned, so you can put it, for example, Mona Lisa. And then you can come in and you'll see Mona Lisa here, and then they will show, okay, there are Renaissance, and then they are actually in the Louvre. And then their hours like here. Okay, you potentially want to go, so you can save it here. So when you go to your save, you are able to see you already saved it here. And let's say you already planned a trip this Thanksgiving. You want to go, let's say Italy. So, and then you pick a day. For example, Thanksgiving, 20th to let's say 30th. And the city you are going is Rome, Florence, Florence and Milan. So you're able to save the trip. So your trip is here. So you can go on the explore artworks and you can see more things here. For example, they already have a Last Supper, and then they have David, and then they have Birth of Venice. And then you're able to go back to the trip, and then you are able to add all of them into this trip for you. So Last Supper, let's say, and then they will show it's in Milan, and then David, and then the Birth of Venice. Okay, so here, there's something, I'm trying to embed a map here, but however, I'm not able to do it right now here. So ideally, this part, they are able to show you a map that you'll see Italy. And when you zoom in, you're able to see, okay, my trip is actually from Rome, Florence, and then Milan, so from south to north. You are able to zoom big in and out to see, okay, so I might need to plan on the Rome one, or like, okay, starting with the Florence one, and then you are able to pinpatch the David, and then where is the Birth of the Venice. And ideally, they are able to help you plan a trip and a route, because you don't want to go backtrack to see back and forth things. So they are able to come, like, they are able to collect all of the art pieces you are interested in the same specific museum, and you can start from there and then go to the next one. Yeah. Thank you.
So, have you used Lovable or other vibe coding platforms for Sweet?
Yes, I do. So I use Lovable a few times, but it doesn't work that well for me because I'm trying to use that to make my, because I'm a designer, so I'm trying to make a portfolio website on there, and then it doesn't work that well because it looks like kind of a template-ish, and this is not what portfolios it looks like. Yeah, and then I also tried Figma Make. They are able to make a prettier version of things because I'm a designer, so I'm kind of prefer that kind of platform. But today I tried the Lovable. I actually think it's kind of fun, and we got free credits, so I would like to try making more things. Yeah.
I have a workshop just for you.
Yeah.
Design systems.
Yeah.
It works pretty well. Yeah, to make something not just kind of like generic bytecode formats, like
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of have a design background, but not a coding background?
Yeah, no, I don't know how to code.
So was like the map the hardest challenge you ran into, or?
I think for me, when I try to write code, lots of things back end is my main kind of challenging and struggling, because sometimes maybe I'm lack of like even very basic idea of how back end, front end, how everything works with each other. So I don't know, like I can think, oh, I want a map here, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to start with. Like, yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. Any questions from the audience?
Oh, that's great.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi, I created a bingo game called Gushi Game, which is a stock market, essentially a stock market bingo game. So, let's see if it works. So the idea is to give you random events that might happen in the stock market as a way to kind of gamify the stock market, learn about the stock market, just have fun with it. So there are 3 different versions of bingo you can play. One is market event bingo, portfolio bingo, and prediction bingo. So market event bingo, if you click on it, it's essentially tracking events that happen in the market. And right now this data is simulated, but it creates, a bunch of different things that might happen in the market. If you get 5 in a row, you get bingo. You one day will collect points, maybe there will be a leaderboard, maybe you'll be able to redeem those points for something. Right now it just lights up. But this is all simulated because I don't know what APIs to kind of track this data from. The other 2 bingos actually work. So portfolio bingo is you can make a bingo card of different stocks from different portfolios. So let's say we want to do tech stocks, you can click tech stocks and it gives you a bingo board for that day. And my idea is if you play every day and collect enough points, once you get bingo, you can start doing things like, I want to keep this stock in this spot, or I want to keep Tesla, going down, or I want to flip it, so you can kind of create versions of a board. But right now it's just a randomly generated board. This is the board for today, the 29th. And then you always get a free space, and the free space goes somewhere, and then you can check if you're a winner. And it connected to some stock market API, FinHub. And so all the green squares are accurate predictions, and so this person, me, DK, got bingo here, 5 in a row on the left vertical. And then tomorrow it'll generate a different bingo card, and we'll automate the results for tomorrow's bingo card. And it says you did bingo. And then, so that was portfolio bingo, and there were these different options of stock, like new penny stocks. It generates a penny stock board, and then we can see that got 2 bingos, the first row and the first vertical and the third vertical. And then the last one, which I actually like the best, is prediction bingo. So you can kind of make your own card. You can pick your stocks, what you think they're going to do that day, and generate a board. So let's just say that we want to pick all of these stocks. Right now the direction is set to up, so I'll say that one. I'll say these stocks are going to go down. It just is giving me a suggestion of stocks to pick from. Let's see. Anybody have any stocks they want to suggest?
Good stocks.
What's that?
Those are good stocks.
I need 3 more. It was supposed to give me a button to add more stocks. Home Depot will add. Starbucks. I need 2 more.
Do Salesforce.
What's the ticker?
SFDC.
SFDC. We'll see if that's going to go up. Oh, did it have it?
You can do LCID. That is.
Wait, SFDC. Are you sure that's the ticker?
CRM, you're right, it's CRM.
CRM.
SFDC.
There we go. Okay, I need one more.
You said LCID.
LCID. T.
D as in Delta.
D. Or is it going to go up or down today on up?
Always up.
LCID is not a valid ticker. LCID.
API is wrong.
AMD.
AMD. Now the API didn't work. Oh, that is interesting. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to create my stock market, my card based on all those predictions, and then you can check if you're a winner. And we were not. So I think this one's fun because you can kind of say this is what I think the stock's going to do tomorrow and try to win. And that's it. And so other ideas I have are leaderboards, getting points, figuring out how you kind of lock the cards, like that's your bingo card for the day.
So, maybe first time vibe coding or tried other platforms before?
No, my first time.
And what was your impression? What was, let's say, easier than you thought it would be? What was harder?
I think it was a lot easier than I thought it would be. Yeah, and it seems better. I mean, I use ChatGPT a lot to do different things, create images or whatever, but it was better at correcting its mistakes than other AI stuff I've used. So when I say no, like you keep saying you've done this, but you haven't done it, like do it again, you know, and then it's like, oh, I found my error, and now it should work. And it worked. So I like that. Also.
Any questions from the audience?
Super fun.
Awesome. Thanks so much.